pregnant women or women who have been pregnant, what is the worst craziest advice someone has given you about your pregnancy? Oh, I was told that I need to shave down there or the baby will get carpet burn. Like, what? I feel like shaving down there would give the baby stubble burn. To not drink water because it causes nausea. To be fair, existing while pregnant gave me nausea. When I was pregnant past my due date, a co-worker advised me to drink cod liver oil mixed with vodka. Apparently this mixture would upset my digestive system, give me horrible diarrhea and thus trigger labor contractions. Because having a hangover and diarrhea is exactly what you need while you're in labor. That I should drink her crappy MLM aloe vera juice every day. It's not advisable for pregnant women. Too much aloe for anyone is dangerous, let alone sketchy MLM crap. My labor should be painless because Jesus died and erased the pain during childbirth penalty humans got from Eve. If I feel pain, it's because I don't believe in Jesus' redemptive powers. That's not how that works. That's not how any of that works. Not to drink hot tea because then I would boil my baby. Someone told my so not to bathe because the baby would drown. I had a co-worker tell me that eating peanut butter, I was eating an apple with peanut butter on my lunch break, would give my baby cancer. I already thought she was the world's greatest idiot, so that nugget of wisdom was just confirmation. Don't raise your arms above your head, it will tangle the baby's cord and the baby will die. Came here to say this. Even worse, kid was born with the cord around his neck and needed to be delivered by emergency cesarean for other reasons. I could tell she wanted to say I told you so. Not to sit on stairs because it will cause you to have a miscarriage. People are crazy. Not me but my sister. She had to have an emergency C-section when she had my niece. Her mother-in-law said she wouldn't be a real woman unless she had a natural birth. I was 18 when I had my son and was already terrified. Had to be induced and ended up having to have a C-section because labor just wasn't progressing and his heart rate kept dropping. For the first year and a half of my son's life, my mother told me I wasn't a real mom because I had to have a C-section. My mill said it's okay to drink mixed drinks. She went on to say that my husband was a margarita baby. I now call him that when he gets on my nerves. That is hilarious. Is it like, okay margarita baby, whatever you say. My mill, don't eat spicy foods or stand under the moon. Ugh. My very first OB visit, first baby, handed me a book about month-by-month pregnancy and said that if I had any questions to just refer to the book. Then I said, well, what if the baby? She cut me off right there and pointed to the book and said, it's in the book. I changed OBs. Don't worry about the swelling and high blood pressure. That's normal. My midwife days before being induced due to preeclampsia. Literally a life-threatening condition in some cases. A+ midwifery. The lady at the counter in the village bakery told me that I should smear my face with semen to counter pregnancy acne. It was the first time I'd ever met her. My entire family was super judgmental against breastfeeding for some reason. It was really strange. How long are you going to do that for? My grandmother made a comment about my weight gain with my first pregnancy around month 5. For reference, I started severely underweight at 87 pounds and was closely monitored by my doctor because of it. At this point, I was nearing 125. When I told her that the OB-GYN was happy with where I was, she told me of her own doctor's advice. In 1956, smoke a pack of cigarettes per day to keep your weight down. The baby can gain its own weight after birth. Thanks, but no thanks, Grandma. I was about 8 months pregnant. I said something at family dinner one Sunday about how I was scared of labor. My gram shouts out, you know you should smoke a blunt. Now my family's open about their pot use. Most of my family will smoke from time to time, but my grandmother has never smoked in her life, so I was a bit confused. I just looked at her and keeps going, if you smoke blunts while you're in labor it will keep you calm and help with the pain. I'll find you some herb, just smoke in the bathroom of the hospital. But wear socks, you have ugly feet and the doctor won't want to help you if he sees your cracked heels. My grandmother is something. There's a lot going on in this comment. Got severe itching all over the body during 7th Mo. Did the routine test for liver function, all normal. Colleague advises, rub your husband's underwear which he has left for wash laundry all over her body as remedy for itching. No, I did not follow IT. One person told me I would never be able to fit a baby out of my body because I wasn't big enough down there and to just get exsection. Not a doctor. A random person who had literally never seen down there. No, I'm not going to get major surgery just because you don't think I'm large enough. I've had 2 successful natural births. My mom is a petite woman, and she naturally gave birth to my brother who was really close to 10 pounds. They became quite the attraction in the hospital as people saw the monster baby, checked the room number, then saw my mom and wondered how the heck he got out of her. While pregnant with me, my mom was told that drinking beer would help her baby develop and be nice and chubby. I was 5 weeks early and barely 6 pounds. That if you try really hard and stretch a lot, you too can have a natural birth. Not actually a bad plan, as long as you don't wind up not freaking dilating after 30 hours and have an emergency C-section due to fetal distress. Because I just didn't try hard and stretch enough. Taking a bath can cause a miscarriage. To be fair, it was from my husband's incredibly sweet grandmother, who meant well. She was 92 years old at the time and hadn't been pregnant in a very long time. She also had a good number of miscarriages. My father-in-law and his sister are 15 years apart in age, so I think she was coming from a different place than most. To be fair, you're not supposed to sit in very hot water, a regular bath, okay? One of my work colleagues was obsessed with recommending that I eat citrus fruits, especially the easy to peel cutie tangerines. She was convinced it would give the baby a higher IQ in the long run. So not really about pregnancy advice, but someone told me to put baking soda in a cup and pee on it first thing in the morning. If it fizzed, I was pregnant with a boy. If it did not fizz, I was having a girl. That's weird. My friends just went and got an ultrasound. No baking soda needed. When I found out I was pregnant a 4th time, 3 losses in a row, I heard so many from strangers. Mine isn't necessarily advice but more open mouth insert foot, are you sure this one is going to work? I was also told if I was on my cell phone or around my modem router it would cause brain damage to my unborn child. She's 4. Perfectly healthy, no brain damage, and let's just say it took a lot of medical attention to get her to full term. Yay to the 4th time giving you your baby girl. Sitting with my legs crossed will cause miscarriage. Don't take a bath, it'll cause a miscarriage. Lifting more than 5 pounds will cause a miscarriage. Wearing tight fitted clothes will cause a miscarriage. Spicy food would cause a miscarriage. I worked retail. A stranger informed me that morning sickness and smell sensitivity isn't real while I was heading to the bathroom to throw up. Also had a customer tell me that the baby isn't actually affecting my bladder. Had a 3rd customer tell me to not drink tap water. Can't remember why. Probably causes miscarriages. My cousin tried to tell me that I had morning sickness because it's God's way of telling a woman she isn't ready for a baby. I had an anterior placenta, so we couldn't feel kicks until close to 30 weeks. My mom was said there's no such thing, and the reason we couldn't feel kicks is BC I was fat. TLDR. Literally everything causes miscarriages and morning sickness is a lie. When I found out I was pregnant, a nurse friend of mine felt the need to rattle off an endless list of crap that could potentially be wrong with my baby. Another friend of mine, when I started telling people I was pregnant after the 3 months and was accused of telling people too early, said it doesn't matter when you tell people, you could have a miscarriage at any point during your pregnancy. They both meant well, but really guys lol shut up. My grandma constantly told me not to argue with my husband because it would cause the baby to be fussy and difficult. Do not go to the zoo BC if you look at a monkey your baby will be ugly. Frozen cabbage leaves in the bra to help with swelling and pain due to breastfeeding. While it felt awesome for the whole minute or so they stayed frozen, they eventually turn to mush and make a mess. Advice I wish someone had given me: get a mattress protector, not just for when your water breaks. Carrying a big baby next to your bladder means just the act of rolling over in bed can cause leakage. And if you are too tired after the birth to take the baby to a changing table or the floor, you're gonna want a layer of protection on your mattress. Soon as that diaper is off, baby will projectile poop. Sheets and walls can be washed, but mattresses can't be. Poop explosions are real. Prepare yourself. I wasn't told frozen cabbage leaves, but actual freezable gel pads. They were pretty awesome and helped get me through the first 2 weeks until the nips toughened up. My mom was talking to my paternal grandma while pregnant with me, then winced because I was kicking her ribs. My grandma told her swat it so it'll know. She wanted my mom to spank fetus me through her own belly for kicking her. After my mom told us that story, swat it so it'll know became a common response anytime someone was complaining about something. Well, I am the husband father, but a doctor told my 38 or 39 week pregnant wife that her condition was no excuse to not keep me physically satisfied. Not even sure why it was brought up. She was just getting a regular checkup. I wasn't even there. Doc busts out with this. Not her regular doctor. Her regular doctor was also off pregnant. She was not impressed, to say the least. So there's the advice. Being pregnant is no reason to not please your so. When I was 9 months pregnant, I was having an Egg McMuffin in McDonald's, and a random woman asked me when I was going to abort. She meant induce. With my first baby, I had a random lady in a grocery store tell me to take a bath in bleach because it's good for the skin and for the baby's growth and development. I was mortified. I was told that heartburn during the pregnancy meant that the child had a lot of head hair. Had a crap load of heartburn. Kid barely had hair. Haha, I never had heartburn and my son was like a werewolf at birth. Seriously, back hair. Don't go swimming or the baby will drown. 25 years old co-worker. All I could picture is the nugget with a straw out my ho-ha to breathe. My friend's dad was a chiropractor. She told him I had had miscarriages. He told me, no wonder. You will lose every pregnancy with a pelvis like that. Freaked me out so much, and I guess I ruined the party by crying and leaving. And my friend was mad at me. I have back trouble. Yes, but I have 3 children living. I think the person who made you cry and leave is the one who ruined their party. What a fricked up thing to say to someone. My adorable father-in-law told me I had to deliver naturally. If I had a C-section, I wouldn't love my baby as much because I didn't suffer for him. First of all, the kid was comfortably sitting and was not turning around. You utter butthole. I was not about to risk my kid's life in a feet-first delivery. No sir. Second, a C-section is a major surgery and a pain in the butt. Believe me, I did suffer. You try being cut open like that while awake and then deal with a feisty colicky newborn while recovering from it. Third, really? I need to feel pain in order to love my child? I can't even. Fourth, you don't even have a uterus. Old man. Zip it. Ah, that felt good. Not allowed to sew either using sewing machine or hand. It will cause the umbilical cord to tangled. I feel like that was something that a woman a long time ago made up to get out of doing the sewing. I wholeheartedly approve. Just because you almost died carrying that one, don't let it stop you from having another one, because all pregnancies are different. Okay, then I could potentially have 2 motherless children. Sounds like something a responsible adult should do. I had extremely high blood pressure and the placenta dropped so low the doctor said just bending over could cause a problem. They couldn't see the bottom on ultrasound and had to use a wand. I had such bad morning sickness, and then when that was done I had acid reflux so bad I was throwing up 3-10 times a day. I didn't gain any weight my whole pregnancy and couldn't eat. Doctor said just the elevation in blood pressure alone was reason enough never to do it again. Currently pregnant, and currently dealing with my mother who became an anti-vaxxer 13 years ago. I had no idea. Just found out recently when I mentioned I got my DAP and flu shot, and I asked if everyone in the family was caught up because the baby is due next month and flu season is right around the corner. She called me a freaking idiot for putting rotting DNA in my body while pregnant. She refuses to get a flu shot, so I refuse to let her see her first grandchild. Not taking chances with my kid's life because you can't be bothered to do legitimate research or listen to me when I try and explain it to her. When I was pregnant with my son, His dad's family tried to make me get rid of my cat. They said that the cat would crawl on top of the baby's face and suffocate him because he smelled like milk. One of his relatives actually went as far to say I was a bad mom if I didn't get rid of the cat. Son is 3 years old now and the cat has never given two shoots about him. Not to eat tomatoes or anything acidic, because it would give the baby heartburn. Not me, the baby, because, you know, apparently babies in the womb can eat the same food that the mom does. My mother-in-law was very upset that we decided against circumcising our firstborn. After a week of passive-aggressive comments about it during her visit, she went Super Saiyan by mumbling, "His penis will be small, circumcised dongs are bigger." I hope you whispered back, "All baby dongs are small." Oh, and my other grandmother told me it was a sin against God's will to have an induction and that I angered God for forcing my baby out of me. Lol, okay, whatever you say, crazy lady. It wasn't really advice per se, just something some crazy old bat came up with, lol. You have been visited by the romantic doggo. Comment love is magic so you never fall in the friend zone. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.